My name is John Ross with Finance on a Budget. In a previous video, I went into detail about how credit cards and banks are evil, especially when you're trying to break free from debt and financial instability. But credit cards aren't actually all that bad. In this video, I will walk you through the perks of having a credit card and how you can take advantage of them to boost your financial situation. As usual, give this video a like, subscribe, and ring the bell notification. Binge responsibly. This pretty much goes without saying. Owning a credit card is all about responsibility and having crucial self-discipline not to binge spend like it's the end of the world. Just because it's easy to swipe endlessly doesn't mean that you should. Remember, every swipe means an extra line item on that bill at the end of the month. So holding your trigger-happy fingers back from swiping will save you a great deal of heartache when the bill comes due. Credit cards can be pretty nifty little plastic things when it comes to rewards, flexibility, protection, travel, and convenience. Plus, they help a great deal with your credit history, as long as you don't get buried in a mountain of debt to get there. Every month, your credit card's usage gets reported to the credit bureaus that monitor these scores. When they see that you have a track record of paying your balances on time, your credit score gets a huge boost, which goes on your credit report. Of course, the caveat here is that you should pay your balances in full and on time. So again, it's all about discipline. Credit card cashback rewards. Those commercials about living a life of the rich and famous on a single card don't lie. There's some truth to all that, as long as you don't get hypnotized by the glamour and get tempted to spend. Everything in finance has its own pros and cons, and the credit cards have a ton of benefits. Let's go through some of them. Credit cards can offer you sign-on bonuses like welcome gifts and other perks. While you probably have to spend a certain amount during a given time period, the rewards are usually well worth it, if you know how to maximize those perks. Make sure that you check out the fine print first to make sure that you're making the most of these bonuses simply for signing up. Each time you spend using your credit cards, companies will often offer cashback rewards that are pretty sizable bonuses, especially if you're using your credit card for necessities. You can then earn back a small amount of what you spent, with rates anywhere between 1 to 5% of your total expenses. That's pretty much like saying that you're getting 5% off the item that you're buying, which is a pretty nifty little way to slash a good chunk off of those huge price tags. Many credit cards like Capital One's Quicksilver are only 1% back. For us, we use this all the time because we have a high limit. This is great for everyday use. I don't really think about it until I need to sit down and do the weekly budget. We also have a Capital One Venture card, which is 1.5% back, which has a smaller limit, but it's fine for my business. I have a separate credit card for the business so that it's easier to keep track at tax time. I simply pay both of these off weekly or bi-weekly, and we end up having a little problem because we control our spending and pay it off regularly. With a generous budget, we have little surprises at the end of the month. While we do have a Discover card at 5% back, it's only on certain items which rotate every 3 months. I have enough math to juggle, so I just don't use it. An Amazon 5% back card would be great overall, since we order there all the time to an embarrassing degree. However, they're backed by Chase, which has a 524 rule, which means if you have opened 5 or more new credit cards in the past 24 months from any issuing bank, you will not be approved for a new credit card from Chase. Credit card churning and bonuses. We do what's called credit card churning, future video. So Chase cards aren't good for us. Credit card churning means that if you have a high credit score, you can basically sign up for bonuses on all kinds of oddball cards. You collect the sign-up bonus, then move on. Speaking of rewards, credit card companies can also provide you with a ton of lifestyle perks depending on the rewards program that you chose. Credit card companies have different kinds of partnerships with different retailers, entertainment centers, travel, and restaurants that can offer discounts or freebies depending on the credit card terms. Choosing the best rewards program that fits you best will really help you spend less than you normally would. Bonus perks include frequent flyer miles, where every penny spent can be converted into miles that you can turn into cash during flights. If you're big on travel, choosing a card that has the best mile programs can really help you save a lot on your tickets. However, don't be put off by these cards even if you don't travel much. My Capital One Venture card picks up on many local purchases that you wouldn't seem to make much sense. And yet, I can apply many local purchases to travel. Credit cards can function as a built-in expense tracker where everything that you spend gets recorded online, like when, where, and how much that you're spending. Since the record is solid, it can also be verified documentation for whenever you need proof of purchase for whatever reason. These records can also help protect you from fraud or theft, since most of the companies alert you if you have unusual activity or abnormally large purchases that aren't consistent with your past record of expenses. Why should I use a credit card? I'm glad you asked. A lot of establishments only accept credit cards as payment, and it's totally understandable. It's just unsafe to carry around a whole lot of cash all the time, and credit cards make everything easier and quicker with a single swipe. I'm old. I know this to be truth. They are also the payment of choice when making hotel reservations or renting a car, as well as with online purchases like bookings and tickets. I mean, you can't even check into most hotels without a card. It's crazy. If your credit card company has auto debit function, which it probably does, you can even use this to automatically pay for your electricity bills and the like. Credit card companies often have 0% interest promos for the installments too, so you can break up huge purchases into smaller bites that are easier on the budget without racking up a huge interest rate. Cards also make identification really easy since they're practically a form of ID. For instance, you can use your credit card as a proof of identification for utility companies or a credit card bill when you're asked for proof of residency or proof of billing. Finally, when it comes push to shove, credit cards are a convenient way to access some emergency money when you really need it. Not everyone has extra money on hand all the time for immediate emergencies. So if, for some reason, you just can't dip into your savings for something huge, a credit card can come in as a real lifesaver and save that day. Again, credit cards aren't totally evil, and banks aren't hell spawns that want nothing but to tempt you to sell your soul. Of course, I'm kidding. Of course, these companies want to definitely devour your soul. The bottom line is that you should have lots and lots of self-control when it comes to your own credit card. And it's not only all about you either. Credit card companies will often give you the option to give anyone else a card to share too. This way, they can devour all of their souls as well. That said, I hope I was able to teach you how to use credit cards to make them work to your advantage. Spiraling credit card debt shouldn't be a problem. It's all about being diligent with your expenses to get yourself out of debt and onto financial freedom. Be sure to give this video a like, subscribe, and ring that bell notification. Thanks for watching.